Now we are ready to make our first program in Python. Let's go back to PyCharm and be careful here. Every time that we are going to have a new lesson, the exact same steps should be followed. So here we are, I pressed here to new project, and here is the folder that will hold the files of this project. Let's press here to the right of this box, the browse button, and I want to make my files here in this folder, and I'm going to right click on it and make a new folder that is called Python 01. It's our first lessons. There are more to come, so I'm making a new folder for each of our lessons. This is the folder. I press OK here and then create. All the rest of the options should be left as is. So now PyCharm makes the virtual environment. We will learn in a lesson what exactly a virtual environment is. And we're waiting here. Let's make the screen big and then let's delete this file, main.py. Press delete on your keyboard and then press OK. And now right click on the folder name and then press new and then file. Here we're going to type our program's name. Our program's name will be a new file in our file system. Hello.py we write here, and here we're ready to write our program. So our first program will be just one line. Let's type it. It's print and then in double quotes hello world. You observed as I typed that when I opened the parentheses, a closing parenthesis came out automatically, and also you observe that when I pressed the double quotes, another one double quote came out automatically. This is the program. Let's now run this program. We can right click on the tab and then press run hello, and our program has run. Let's see the output in the bottom part of the screen. This thing that appeared here is called the console. The console, it has the output of our program, and you see here the string that we typed inside the print is printed on the console. Another way to run the program is to press on the menu run and then click run hello. You see that there is also a keyboard shortcut, Shift plus F10. And if you press it, you see exactly the same output. Let's put this extra exclamation mark for the program to be exactly like it was on the notes. And the final way is to press this play button right here. But for this button to work, you should see that on the left of this button, it has exactly the same name as the file we have made. Now, I want to denote the following, that the program that we've made is a file, It's this file, we named it hello.py, and the contents of the file is this line. So what I want you to learn is that a Python program is a file. I don't want you to think that a project that we've made using PyCharm is the actual program, because PyCharm is a really complicated IDE, because you can make a simple program, but also you can make a web page, let's say, or you can make a really complicated program. So we use this environment because it's user-friendly for us, but I want you to learn that a program is just a file. As the lessons will go on, we're going to learn exactly what all those things you see on PyCharm do. Now let's make some remarks about our first program and see some definitions. The first one is that print is a so-called function. The functions are embedded in Python and they are made to do a particular job. This print function prints its argument to the console. Python has really many functions, so you can do many jobs with them. And we'll see in the next lessons how to make our custom-made functions. So there are two kinds of functions. The first kind is the embedded functions that Python has, and the second type is the user functions. We will be able in the next lessons to make our own functions. A function must have parentheses after its name. You saw print and then an opening parenthesis, some things, and then a closing parenthesis. Inside the parentheses, we type the function's argument. The print function takes just one argument. You see here that this thing is just one thing, and prints this argument to the console. The second definition is the definition of a string. A string is a series of symbols, of characters. You see here that we have a series of characters, the character H following the character E, double L, O, etc. It's a string because the symbols are enclosed in double quotes. the characters by themselves don't say anything, but if you enclose these characters in double quotes, then occurs a string. Letters, numbers, and symbols are characters, so they can be enclosed in a string. The following are characters: A, B, C, D, characters 2, 1, 3, 4 digits, and also these symbols. Now, the Python strings can be defined either by single or double quotes, so the following commands have the same result. You see in the first example what we wrote previously in our program, double quoted string here, and here is a single quoted string. And another remark is that by this definition we can have single quotes in double quotes and vice versa. Let's make another program to see that in action. Let's right click again in lesson, and then we click here and we make a Python file called hello2. I'm picking just the file name. And then here we can type our command, and I am going to use a single quoted string. You saw that when I pressed again the single quotes, then a closing single quote appeared automatically, and I can type my string here. Now, another remark I want you to see, I'm going to run this program again. Let's run it and see that the output is actually the same. Another remark is that a single quoted string can enclose double quotes, and a double quoted string can enclose single quotes. I'm going to make another one line here. So let's say that I want to print a string that has quotes in it. I can use the following syntax. I can write single quotes and then write my string, and when I want to type these double quotes, I'm going to type them without any problems. Let's say hello Jim. So this is absolutely legal using this Python syntax, and you can observe that if I use single quotes inside single quotes, then this red underline that appeared says to me that there is a problem in this syntax. So if I run this program again now, let's say, you can see that these two lines appear now on the console, because in the first step, the first line is executed and hello world appears to the console, and then this line is executed and this line appears to the console. And our final remark is about the program flow of the program, that it is top to bottom. And this means that the interpreter executes the commands one by one. We will write our commands in sequence, and we know that the commands will run sequentially. We actually did this kind of program previously. We wrote a sequence of print commands, and we saw that each command printed a line to the console. And you can experiment further by making a program to do exactly this. Summarizing, in this lesson, we learned what a function is, and we learned our first function, the function print. We also learned what a string is, and we saw that we can enclose characters in double or single quotes. And also we learned is that the interpreter executes the commands top to bottom one by one.